Have you ever wondered why so many people are afraid of immigrants? Why some people oppose them and even hate them? In this video, we'll be answering the very same question, from a psychological standpoint. Immigration has been a hot topic in the US for a while now, but have you ever wondered what made it rising and sensitive? Now, this isn't something that sparked into effect all of a sudden. Immigration is something that has been boiling under the lid for quite a while now. Frankly speaking, immigration has both pros and cons. While there are a great many people who have immigrated to the United States and have contributed positively to the American economy and people, there are also people who have every intent of exploiting and taking unfair advantage of the American economy and ecosystem. Bear in mind, not all immigrants come into the U.S. looking for a job or to claim health care benefits. Some of them come, simply because they don't have a choice. You see, the opportunities available in the U.S. are unmatched by any other country, and the freedom offered by the American ecosystem is simply unparalleled. There may be countries like Canada, UK and Germany that come close, but there's still no solid match to the U.S. Americans should feel particularly fortunate to have been born there. With that being said, let's try and understand why some people are scared of immigrants and strongly oppose immigrant reforms. Number 1. Cultural insecurity. There are people who believe that immigrants come into their country and bring along their customs and culture. A lot of people see this as a good thing and actually encourage people to bring along their culture. They see diversity as a strength, which it actually is, and foster unity in the community despite the diversity. There are, however, some people who believe that the so-called immigrants don't just bring their culture onto their soil, but also corrupt and dominate the local culture. As absurd and irrational this might seem, there are people who actually believe this. This kind of belief system is not only wrong but also probably drives fear among the people who hold them. With time, this fear slowly turns into anger, and this anger in turn will become frustration. This frustration will basically force you to support policies and politicians that are unfavorable to immigration and whom you think will preserve your cultural values. Number 2. Job displacement and related. Time and again, there have been instances where people from other countries, who are more skilled and hard-working, come onto the American soil in search of better and brighter opportunities. Let me give you an example. In India, the education system is very much textbook-oriented and offers little or no scope for creative thought and innovation. It's primarily result-oriented and focuses on higher grades, sometimes at the expense of ethics and actual understanding of the subject. The system is in a state where it produces people who mimic robots and perform largely repetitive tasks with speed and ease. Innovation and creativity is something that is very difficult to survive in the Indian education system, as it favors the students' ability to memorize large amounts of content and reproduce the same in their examinations. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to criticize anyone or any country. I love India, and America, I'm just not a fan of its education system. Now, comparatively, the education system in the U.S. is far more student-oriented and focuses on creativity and extracurricular activities. From this difference, it's clear that Indian workers are willing to work for longer periods of time for lesser pay. This is not the only reason, but IT is a key factor which companies and corporates consider before outsourcing their businesses or bringing in foreigners to work in the U.S. Number 3. Welfare and other recourse shortage. United States government offers a great deal of welfare, social and health care schemes. Now, no resource is unlimited, so it's a well-known fact that sooner or later, the available resources will be exhausted. There are people who hold a sense of fear that more and more immigrants come onto the American soil and claim the benefits and resources that originally belonged to them. This is blatantly wrong and in most cases, offensive. First of all, majority of the freshly arriving immigrants are simply not eligible for all the health care and welfare schemes. Those of them who are eligible under certain clauses, are required to follow an array of government norms and immigration guidelines to actually claim those benefits. It's not as easy as you think it is. Second of all, not all immigrants come to the U.S. for the health care. To be honest, healthcare in countries like India is so much more cheaper than it is in the US. Number 4. Fear of extremists. This is probably the most talked about points when it comes to immigration. It's not uncommon to hear about people coming to the US with a prime motive and intent to inflict pain, distress and fear into the hearts of the people. These people hold a skewed belief system and belong in a mental asylum. Some of them should actually be locked away in prison, just to make sure that they don't harm anyone. This is a legitimate concern, but not all immigrants fall under this category. There are a great many deal of people who come onto the American soil and contribute positively to the economy. The United States, as we know it today, is practically founded and built by such kind of people. Fear comes with anxiety and insecurity mentally. Let's say example, you're living in Texas and your company hired a guy from NY with the same job designation as you. Now, there might be a possibility that you fear he may grow faster than you and take what you thought was yours. You fear him for he's not from here and you don't know about him. The point here is, when we find competition from a person from a different state or country, we usually fear them because we'll have to change and work harder or put in more effort to get things done. What we fear is the competition, not a person or the country he comes from. On the bright side, America is far more developed than any other country, maybe indirectly because of these immigrants. I hope the above 4 points gave you a clear picture of why people are not of immigrants. The contents of this video are non-biased and are not politically motivated. They are impartial and based on research and analysis. Cloudworks is a place where you will find simple, to the point and effective information that is backed by psychology and presented in a simple way that you can understand and apply. I strongly recommend that you watch a few other videos on this channel to get a better understanding of the subject. If you have any doubts, suggestions, issues or problems, please leave them in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. If you like this video, please do hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.